Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks Some More yet again. So let's have a look. A lockdown news roundup, more of a Sunday edition. Look at some of this absolute guff in the headlines. I really hope the general public are looking at this and starting to question things a bit, Look at this headline. Kebabs for jabs. Young people to get jab rewards, taxi rides, cinema tickets and fast food. Kebabs. When was the last time you were offered a doner kebab for a medical intervention? Nah, I don't remember that happening before. This is certainly a very unique time we are living in. Temptations, incentives, rubbish ones. I mean, who offers a kebab for temptation? It's not much, is it? They've been doing this in the USA, all sorts of stuff. Money, strippers, lap dances, burger and chips, all kinds of crap. Notice it's always crap stuff they are offering. It's not like a year's subscription to a gym or free fresh fruit and veg for a month. It's always fast food, beer and ice cream. It says here, Vaccines Minister Nadeem Zahawi said, "Thank you to the businesses who have backed this mission. Please get your jabs as soon as you can and grab a bargain." It says, the more carrot and less stick move comes as the government appeared to drop its much criticised plan to force students to have 2 jabs before returning to university this autumn. Yeah, because that is all hokum, yeah? That is all smoke and mirrors and baseless threats through the media. You see, like I said the other day, if the government introduced an act or legislation stopping students getting educated due to not taking a medical intervention, no matter what stage of approval it may or may not be in, that would be unlawful. That would be going against human rights. Students could rightfully then take the colleges to court and sue the arse off of them under common law. So much of what is going on at the moment is implied. It's all pressure. It could be argued that, say, Costa Coffee, for example, who are saying you are not allowed into their shop for a coffee if you have not had the jab. It's discriminatory and the public could sue them under common law. That would be seen as against human rights. As it says here, the Human Rights Act makes it illegal to discriminate on a wide range of grounds, including sex, race, colour, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, associated with a national minority, property, birth or other status. So Costa Coffee or any pub, a local restaurant, a club, if they go along with this, they are being unlawful. Communities could join together and look into taking them to court for discrimination. Even your local pub. I mean, maybe this is what the government wants, so more small businesses go under. Who knows? But if you support this tyranny, then, well, put it this way, if people started standing up for their rights and took these people to court, these businesses, and winning cases, then loads of the pubs and the cafes, etc., that are introducing this, they will stop, as they will not want the same thing happening to themselves. What we need is a common law expert to come onto, say, hugotalks.com, subscribe and give out some valuable information for people, especially in regards to jobs. I know that care workers are being told that they have to get the jab or their job is at risk. I receive many emails from people in this position and they are concerned, but they won't fire you, as it opens up the possibility of legal action for wrongful dismissal. You already have a contract with them. This would break the contract if they fired you. Remember, these are acts from Parliament, statutes. They are legislation, not law. What most people have told me is they will probably just deploy care workers. So don't be quitting your job. Anyway, getting back to kebabs for jabs. I mean, if you recall, only last week the UK government was saying that the UK had an obesity epidemic. They were saying there's too many overweight people sitting around the UK and they wanted to introduce a point system, i.e. announcement of the social credit system. They wanted to introduce a way so that you get points rewarded for eating healthy and doing more exercise and walking and not using your car, which is the first installment of the social engineering and the credit system, using those stupid apps on your phones, which I've been warning you about. Get rid of the phone. But anyhow, a point system to supposedly get you eating less unhealthy foods. And yet here we are, they're sending out messages today of kebabs for jabs. It also says here, kebabs are supposedly the worst of all the fast foods, the fattiest of all the fast foods. Big old revolving elephant leg of grease. I used to get a kebab every Friday, kind of like them. But anyhow, yeah, I don't know how people can't be seeing these very conflicted messages being sent out and not saying to themselves, huh? What's going on here? And the other headline in these stupid Sunday newspapers is this one here, which is also another glaring conflict. Is Boris and his wife announce another baby. This is their second baby, but this will be Boris's 7th child. This guy has fathered 7 children. Yet, if you recall, back in 2007, he said in the Telegraph, he wrote an article about that he believed the greatest problem of our times was global overpopulation. He said, here it is, global overpopulation is the real issue, by Boris Johnson. In this, he says the world's population is now 6.7 billion, roughly double what it was when I was born. If I live to be in my mid-80s, then it will have trebled in my lifetime. I simply cannot understand why no world statesman has the guts to treat the issue with the seriousness it deserves. We seem to have given up on population control. Boris Johnson in the Telegraph, 2007. Yeah. It sounds like Boris has given up on population control, seeing that he has now fathered 6 children and is on to his 7th. It's another case of saying one thing but doing the other. 7 children. I wonder what his father thinks of this, seeing that he is somewhat obsessed with overpopulation. So much so that in his lifetime he has written numerous books on this very subject, the population program, world population, and the United Nations, and many others. Here is an extract from Stanley Johnson's Population Problem book. Here is a quote from the introduction. Action on the population front means somehow trying to slow down or even halt this rate of growth by reducing the number of babies who are born each year. The alternative to this, both pessimists and optimists are agreed, is inevitable. If the number of new births cannot be reduced, the number of deaths each year must increase until the net growth of the world's population is cut down to a more manageable number. This business of an increase in the death rate is not, of course, attractive. The recipes, which include thermonuclear war, global famine, plague, and a newly discovered horror called eco-catastrophe, are all unpalatable. At the same time, the task of achieving a reduction in the global birth rate, which I call population control for the sake of simplicity, though clearly more death is also a form of population control. So, yeah, that's interesting. And remember, this is from a book release in 1970, over 50 years ago, by Stanley Johnson, father of Boris Johnson. So I would imagine that Stanley, he must have talked to Boris a lot about his overpopulation theories, seeing that he wrote loads of books on the subject. Strangely enough, I haven't heard Boris mention it over the last 13 years, since the 2007 Telegraph article, which is odd, seeing that he thought at the time it was the greatest problem of our times. So there you go, 2 huge conflicting messages. The world's overpopulated, yet I'm gonna have 7 children. We want everyone to lose weight and be more healthy. Free kebabs, pizza and ice cream if you take the shot. Is there anybody or anything that makes sense anymore? Yes, we do. Trust in yourself, keep the faith and stay strong. Come and subscribe to the tribe at hugotalks.com, a place for like-minded souls who don't follow the fake stream media.